If you're an Amazon FBA seller, especially if you're doing the arbitrage model, then there's a really good chance that somewhere along the line in your business venture, you're going to have to get familiar with leads lists and using Google Sheets. So this is something where you might be buying leads lists from other people, or you might have a virtual assistant who has a leads list that you need to source through. Either way, when you get a leads list, that doesn't mean that everything on that list is something worth your while that you should be purchasing. So in this video today, I want to walk you through, pull you into one of my leads lists from my virtual assistants and show you exactly how I check those leads to make sure it's a good purchase. If you've never seen a leads list before, or you've never seen Google Sheets set up to have some leads on it, it can kind of be intimidating to look at in the beginning. There's going to be a lot of different rows, a lot of different columns and hyperlinks in there. So I want to walk you through my process of exactly what I do when I'm going through a leads list to see if that product is actually something that's worth me buying and reselling to make good enough profit.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Barney with Profit Guru. I'm a teacher, mother of 3, and Amazon FBA seller. Here at Profit Guru, we're dedicated to trying strategies out and continually improving our own software to help other Amazon sellers just like you.
The first thing that I like to do with all of my different Google Sheets that I have across my VAs is to put them all in one place. This way, I'm not having to search my drive and find the sheets. So by using Trello, you can create boards and it organizes all of your projects. And this is free to use. So I have my 3 different sheets here. And then as you can see, you can also share this board to other people. So people who are on your team who help you to check your leads or your virtual assistants themselves, you can add them to this board so that everything is in one organized place. So let's jump into one of my leads lists and I'll show you exactly what I do when I'm searching through it to make sure that this is a product that I actually want to buy. So here's what you would expect to see if you're looking at a leads list that was done in Google Sheets. Now, this information on the top probably wouldn't be there. This is something that I added for this specific assistant. Now, some of the columns that you'll want to have is an export date, the product description, its name, the ASIN that it has on Amazon. This URL right here will bring me to the Amazon listing. Then we have the cost price, sale price, FBA fees, profit, ROI. Right here is the source website where I can purchase that product from. I keep going over. You'll also see the dimension, how many sellers are on it, how many sales it gets per month, any additional remarks, maybe if it's a variation, my VA would tell me there, some computations, maybe some Rakuten discounts, and then the store. So now what I will go in and do is first make sure that the profit meets what I'm looking for. I don't like to look for anything that's lower than $4. If it's already only at less than $4 profit, it's going to be too much of a gamble. In the end, I might have to drop that price and I might not get any profits back. Also, you have to take into account that there is shipping fees to send to Amazon, as well as some packaging stuff. So your tape, your poly bags, all that stuff cost money. So I like to make sure that I see a high profit here before I start looking at the product. Now, the next thing that I'll do is pull up both the Amazon URL as well as the source website so that I can make sure these two are an exact match. So I can see that this is being sold from Walmart. I'm going to check the size, the brand, the specific shade. I want to make sure that everything matches to that Amazon listing completely. So the product does look like a match. It says Lancome All Done Up Cream, which was the same as the source link. Now I have this Amazon FBA multi-tool to just gauge and make sure that the profit is what they said it was. I like to use Profit Guru Sales Estimator, but since this one pulls up on the page, I always do this one first. If this one does show a profit, then next we're going to head over to Profit Guru to just investigate a little further to make sure it's a solid buy. So $9.96, I do have tax here. So if you have any taxes that you have to pay, that's something that you're also going to want to work into the source price. So 8% tax for me. That means I'd be spending $10.75 per unit. So I'll put that in as my buy price just to check to make sure that there is an actual profit. It only has a buy box price of $16.95, which isn't that much more than the buy price. So it kind of doesn't seem like there's going to be enough profit here for me to even continue investigating it further. But let's calculate. So with these numbers, the profit is only 59 cents. So this would be no good. Now then I kind of want to go back to my sheet to say, okay, what happened? Why did my VA get a different number than I did? So when she found this product, it was only $7.98. So there's the difference there. Now, at this point in time, when I'm looking at it, the price has changed. Now, this happens a lot on Walmart. Walmart is kind of like Amazon now, where they let third-party sellers on to sell products. So if Walmart is in stock, the product price is going to be pretty low. Kind of like when you're competing against Amazon on a listing and Amazon has that really cheap price. Same goes for Walmart. But as soon as Walmart goes out of stock, that's when the third-party prices come into play. And that's exactly what's happening here. So Walmart is out of stock, and I can see that down here, this third party is the one that's shipping it, and that's why my source price is a little higher right now. But once Walmart comes back into stock, this number should go down. So this would be something that I wouldn't want to get rid of completely, but I don't want it right now. So I'd want to add this to like a watch list and come back to it and keep checking in on it. But before I know for sure that I want to invest the time into coming back to it, I want to do some more digging and researching to make sure that this is a good product. So what I like to do now is pull the ASIN so that we can figure out the sales volume, how many units this is selling per month. So I'll come right into Profit Guru dashboard and head to the sales estimator. Paste the ASIN. So what I'm looking at here is the estimated sales, because this is actually a really good depiction of what you can expect. Now I'm also looking here at the sellers. I can see that there is a total of 10, but it's factoring in 1 right now because it only factors in the FBA sellers since they're the ones that are favoring the buy box. Also, another reason why the price is different right now for a profit is because I can see the price history is a little lower right now than the average has been. So the buy box is sitting at $16.95, but the 30-day average is actually $18.36. So that's something to look at too when you're considering to buy the product, is to see what the average looks like. Yes, maybe the buy box might be at a really high price right now, but that could just be spiked up. So you want to see it across time so that you know what to expect is the lowest point that you might have to sell the product for. So if I go down a little bit, this actually might not be a product that I want to even look out for, because I can see that the lowest price with shipping is really fluctuating. It is down here at $9.89 and it's going up to $18. So when you really want to like draw a line to see what the base, bottom, minimum you might have to list this for is, there's not really a clear picture here to tell me. So this actually would be something that I would say no to and pass. Now, before we jump into the next item so that you can see me source it, what I'm thinking when I'm thinking about purchasing it, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to Profit Guru. This next one looks kind of interesting and has a profit of $10. So let's jump into this oil mask. It's a hair mask, and dig a little deeper. So we have olive fruit oil, 8.4 ounces. Let's look at the source. Everything looks the same, 8.4. So this would be $28. Now I'm going to go back to the sales calculator, and first I'm going to want to figure in tax, because that can really be a make or break on items. A $28 item with my 8% sales tax, that's $2 right there. So this is going to cost $30.24 for me to source. I'll figure in another 20 cents for shipping to the warehouses. So we'll put in $30.42 for the buy price. So the profit would only be $1.32, listing it for $42.99. Now, this also concerns me. So after I see that, I want to figure out, well, why did they have it for a different profit? And this happens a lot when you're getting leads lists. Sometimes things change. So that's why you always want to do these checks that I'm showing you now to make sure it's a good buy. Something else that concerns me about this product is right here, there should be a buy box. So I should have a add a click add to cart button and there's not one. So that means that the buy box is suppressed on this listing. And that can happen for a number of reasons. A common reason is because sellers are fluctuating the prices so much, and maybe Amazon doesn't think that they're in a competitive fair price for it. So in that case, they could suppress it so that the buyers cannot see the buy box. This makes it hard for a buyer because there's no button. If they want to buy it, they'll be like, where do I click? So instead, they'll have to know to come here to see all of the buying options. And in that case, if you're not the lowest price, obviously they're not going to buy your product and you're not going to get the sale because there's not a buy box now. They're just going to get to see all of the different options. And you can see that they range. And this could be a reason why the buy box was suppressed. This listing, $59.75 and down to $42.99. So that's a big discrepancy. So this item I would not purchase from the leads list. Let's try out this one. Pup in a Cup. It's saying that the profit is $10. Let's see what the Amazon URL looks like. So what I'm first thinking in my head, looking at this, I like to think from a buyer's perspective. Me as the buyer, I'd be kind of confused by this because the first image is supposed to show the product that you get. And this is showing a whole case of them. So does that mean that you're getting one whole case or just one of the items that's in the case? Because it's showing one each. So that is kind of broad. It's not just very descriptive at all. In that case, before I go any further, I want to go down now and look at the comments. I want to see what the buyers are saying about this. Because if I buy just one item and send it in and a buyer expected to get a whole box of them, they're going to hit me with a 1-star review, and that doesn't look good on my account. So this is something to also take into account when you are looking at a leads list, is checking to see what the customers are saying about the item before you put your account health in jeopardy. Doesn't have great stars. So it's saying that the package weight is 1 pound. So that kind of makes it a little hard to gauge. I feel like maybe a whole box of them would be less than 1 pound. But let's keep digging to see what the customers are saying. 3.4 out of 5 stars. It's not great. And this is going to give us a ton of information right here. So I can see the past reviews are kind of what I expected to see. I have 1 star here, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. So now let's read and figure out why. The listing shows 4 Pup in a Cups in the photo and states 1 each. You get 1 random one. So see, the buyers are also feeling like it's misleading. This one here says false advertising. The photo shows 4. Yep. So right there, I wouldn't even go to the source link. I don't care how much the product costs and how much profit it's saying I could get back, because it's not worth risking making customers upset and getting a 1-star review on your account. So this one, no good. So this is what happens a lot when you get a leads list. You have to really go in and fine tune, because not every product, as you're seeing, somebody else might have looked at it with their eyes, and then when you look at it with yours, it's actually not a good buy, and you're going to lose money on it if you don't know what you're looking for. So here's some trail mix. It's saying $12 in profit. That's really good. So let's look at this one a little further. The source is Target, and I can see $4.49 for a 9-ounce bag. So I'm just checking right now out the product to make sure that the Amazon one is an exact match. So it's the S'mores Trail Mix. It looks exactly the same. 9-ounce bags. And it looks like it's for a 5-pack. But there are some variations here. 4 plus 1 free. Oh, that's some marketing right there. Make people think that they're getting one for free. So for 5 of them, this is listed right now for $50.27. So if we wanted to get 5 of these, that is going to be $22.45. So $22.45, I'm just going to put it at 23. It's probably going to be even more than that in the shipping difference, but let's just gauge what, if any, the net profit would be. All right, so that looks pretty good. So $49.75 is what they're giving me for a sell price, but the buy box is at $50 right now. So I want to now see what I can expect to list this for, and then I also want to check out my worst case scenario. So if something happens and this starts to tank, what's the bottom price that I could expect to sell this for to make sure there's still a profit? Because you never know what's going to happen. Everything that you purchase is a gamble. 48 sales a month, that's not too bad. It's not like a super fast mover, but there's not a huge number of sellers on it. So right here, you can see the breakdown. I like getting this. Based on what's going on right now on this listing with this many sellers and what the current sales rank is, you could expect to receive 5 sales on this product. So it's not a ton, but it could be easy profit. Now let's check out that sale price. Yeah, right here, this is concerning. So the lowest price was $13.24, and then it jumps up to $49.77. So that is really spiked right now. Let's go back to the listing, because since there are so many different variations, I want to buy the one that is selling the best. So this is what I would look at next. So I know that I'm on the right track. I know that there's profit to be made. I know that the source link that I have is an exact match to the Amazon link. So now I want to figure out of all of these variations, what's the variation I want to put together to list. And to do that, I'm going to come down here. This is just a free Keep a Chart, but there's a variation tab. So I definitely recommend for you to download this for this specific feature. Now, when you click on that, you're going to see all of the variations pop up with the ratings. So the rating that has the trophy, that means it's received the most amount of reviews, and therefore you could say that it's also received the most amount of sales because it has the most reviews. So the one that's selling the best is actually the pack of 2. So now this kind of little throws a curveball into things. Because if I come up here and look at the pack of 2, this is the one that the buyers are buying. This is the one that's going to sell for you. This is only going for $14.16 right now. So this variation, which is the one that sells, is probably not going to bring back any profit. 2 of them would cost $8.98. We'll just bump that to $9. And I can see there's no profit on this. So this actually, looking at it at a quick glance, it seemed like it could have been an okay buy. That 5-pack was okay, but it's spiked right now. So that's a gamble because I can't really see what my lowest bottom dollar price that I would potentially have to list it at is, because it's fluctuated so much. And this 2-pack, which is the variation that the buyers are buying anyways, there's just no profit here. So again, not a good one. But if you're not taking the time to look for these small things, you might have just at a quick glance thought this was a good product and purchased a ton of it. And now you have your money tied up into something that's not selling. Let's try this game right here. It's a Blockbuster game. It says the profit's $5. So this is on sale right now for $7.31. With tax, looking at $7.89. So it appears to be the same item. We'll round this up to 8 just to figure in a little bit of the shipping cost. And see right now, the sell price they're recommending is $20.50. The buy box right now is at $22. So I'm just going to bump this up to $22. So if I can buy it for this price of $8 and sell it for $22, then that profit is close to $4. But now I'm going to want to make sure that this product actually is selling and moving, and that I'm not going to have to drop the price much more than $22. Otherwise, I'm really not going to make a profit that makes it worth it. So that's kind of promising. The sales look really good on this. The rank is low, and based on that, that's estimating 128 sales right now. There's not a ton of sales per seller. That's the problem. Look at the competition here. A lot of other people have found this. So with it selling at this volume and this many sellers on it, you can only expect to maybe sell 4 of these games a month. And that's at the current level of sellers. So you have to figure in too, by the time you get these products and send it to the warehouse, this number could go up a lot. And every time that goes up, right here, the sale each seller is going to get goes down. So that's not very good. There's a lot of competition here. But the good news with this, I'm reading the green line, the low price with shipping, it doesn't fluctuate that much. So we're at 27, 26, 19. So it seems like my bottom dollar price that I might have to unload this for, if worst case scenario, would be $19. So this game is too much of a gamble for me personally. If I had to drop this down to 19, that would only give me $1.96 profit. And given the fact that I can only expect to receive maybe a couple of sales a month, that really doesn't make it worth my while to even invest the time or energy into this product because it's not going to yield me back much at all. So is it a lead that you can get? Sure, there's potential here for some profits. Who knows? Maybe this could be something you might want to watch for a little bit because the number of sellers, once those people unload their inventory, they might not replenish it. So at some point in time, this might be something to purchase. But right now, with the level of competition, it's really not a good buy. So this is really what I do when I'm looking at leads list. I don't just assume because it's on the list and the numbers that I see there are the numbers that are actually going to come back. So you're really going to want to do your due diligence and go through this list slowly to look for these kinds of things that I'm showing you now. Look at variations, look at your competition, make sure that there's going to be a profit in the sales calculator, see how many sales it's getting per month. You have to think about all of these little things before you make a purchase because you're tying your money up into it. And if your money is sitting in products that are just going to sit in the warehouse, you are really stopping yourself from scaling. The goal is to buy products that are selling well and selling fast so that money gets turned back over to you as profits. And now you have more to reinvest the next month to keep scaling higher and higher. So you don't want to buy products that are selling slow or that after the worst case scenario, what you might have to drop it down to yields only $1 or $2 profit. You're really not going to get anywhere. So these are the types of things you need to be looking for when you are going through a leads list. So hopefully this video helped you to feel more confident to maybe go out there and buy some leads lists and to know what you're actually looking for. I feel like sometimes buyers are getting a leads list and they're just assuming that everything on that list is a good lead, but that's not always the case. So I hope that now you're able to feel more confident going through some leads and knowing what you're looking for so that you don't end up buying products that aren't going to make you money. Make sure you subscribe to the Profit Guru channel so that you don't miss any of our videos, and I'll see you next week.